Is today at approximately 12 p.m. Our operational communication center received a call reporting of a shooting at near the intersection of Range Road 282 and Township 250. Members from Strathmore Detachment, Chestermere Detachment, and Airview Detachment immediately descended upon that location given the seriousness of the call. Upon arrival, our members discovered that two individuals had been shot, one superficially, tragically, the second succumbed to injuries. As a result, our members were able to identify that two offenders fled the scene in a white half-ton pickup truck, which was a Rocky County fleet vehicle. We utilized the assistance of all available law enforcement agencies and our partners in the area to immediately respond to deal with this investigation. Our RCMP emergency response team, Calgary Police Tactical Units, as well as the RCMP Police Service Dogs and Calgary Police Service Dogs, and air services from both Calgary Police and RCMP. We tracked the vehicle to a second location near the intersection of Township Road 252 and Range Road 260. Once we identified that location, in an effort to maximize public safety, that is the reason why an emergency alert was issued for people to shelter in place in that area while our responding police agencies and partners can carry out our operation safely. We were able to identify where the vehicle came to arrest. During the operation, significant effort was placed underway to locate both individuals in that vehicle. Either A, to locate those individuals in the vehicle, or B, to conclusively determine that they were no longer in the area. Through our efforts, we were able to agree with the latter, that the suspects were no longer in the area, which is the reason why the local security was taking contact. I don't have any information as far as some of the two suspects. I can't commit to you that as soon as that information is available, it will be immediately provided to the public and our communities at large. What we are seeking is, I do have a photo that will be attached to a subsequent media release of the vehicle that was occupied by the subjects before we found it. Recovered that anybody in the area between the hours of, let's say, 11:45 a.m. and perhaps 12:30 p.m. between those two locations that I described. Anybody prefer to check their dash cam footage, or if they have perhaps trail cams or anything between those points, please check it. And if there's anything of value that you can see, or maybe that vehicle is in sight, or perhaps anyone who's leaving the area of the second location, we would greatly appreciate that assistance. Again, our focus is on public safety. Our members are diligently patrolling the area through the Strathmore Detachment area, and we are working diligently with our law enforcement partners, as well as with the assistance of our major crimes unit, to identify the persons that were involved in this incident today, and again, provide more answers to the public and hold those accountable that were involved in this incident. At this point in time, I won't be releasing the name of the person who lost their life. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family, out of respect for their privacy through this difficult time. Again, another reason why we're not going to release the information. Again, I want to stress to the community at large and the public that the RCMP is here to make sure that our communities are safe. We work closely with all of our law enforcement agencies, and we will leave no stone unturned to identify these subjects and bring all resources necessary to bear to see that outcome. I'm available for any questions that you may have at this time. Unknown at this time. That aspect is under investigation.
Is this a rear window? The second vehicle is brought to the county. So
the two people that were struck were not working together. They were separate persons at that intersection. I can say that we don't have information to say that this was targeted at this time. Again, that aspects of the investigation are underway, and we're working to determine that.
So if you look at the scene where the vehicles were found, there's one that's burnt pretty significantly. I assume that's the county vehicle, the fleet vehicle?
No, there was a vehicle that was disposed of at the initial locations I described, and the second vehicle was left behind at the second location.
So is that the Fortis truck? Because there's a truck wedged in the ditch that says Fortis Alberta on the side of it. What does that have to do with this?
That's another vehicle that was there. That entire intersection is forming part of our investigation. And again, I don't want to speculate as far as what the motives are, what the operations could be carried out in a safe and effective manner. I can tell you that no descriptors were put out because unfortunately we don't have descriptors to release at this time. That is under investigation. We are diligently working through what video footage that we do have, as well as the examinations at both scenes. Our forensic identification section has been working at both locations. We hope through our investigation that as soon as we have that information to share with the public that we will do so immediately. If we had it, we would have shared it immediately. I can say at the time, at present, I don't have any specific details to share other than the photograph that we brought to I can't conclusively say whether it was 2 men. At this point in time, we can say 2 individuals, and again, you have our commitment that as soon as that information is known, it will be released.
Within the last hour or so, there's been what witnesses have described to us as police pursuit to a drunk alert and into Rosedale. Can you confirm whether or not that is linked to this investigation?
I cannot conclude that these 2 investigations are related, but I can tell you that we are alive to any other investigations that may be related in the area. Our major crimes unit, as well as our neighborhood detectives, are all aware of this incident. We're actively exercising an extra heightened state of vigilance to ensure that if there are any connections, that we are identifying them as quickly as possible.
You mentioned the 2 are working on the initial site. Silver truck there and the County truck. The suspects have fled. Where did you work in?
I don't have any specific information about the activities at that location at this time.
Obviously, we don't know if we were used to dealerships and stuff like that. What was the business tip that required the emergency alert?
Well, as described, we're responding to a shooting. And in response to that nature of investigation, no different whether it's in the city of Calgary or in our rural areas in the RCMP territories and our communities that we service, when there are firearms involved and there's extreme violence used against persons, we exercise every possible option to ensure that we're maximizing the safety of citizens. That is our foremost priority, but also to ensure that our operations can be carried out in a safe manner and we can apprehend individuals without, hopefully without any process.
There was a lot of focus on that second scene, so your team brought a lot of focus on properties, just were you guys confident those suspects were in that area because that truck was abandoned? What were you find how these guys were abandoned?
Well, as I can say that, it was a very dynamic situation that was unfolding with many units involved. Certainly, that was a point of interest in the investigation and cyber activity. And as described, our two points of priority at the time was obviously the safe apprehension of the individuals involved. And second, if that was not possible, to ensure that we see the presence of which is why there was extensive search of all of the neighboring areas and properties with all of the resources, as I alluded to ensure we could conclusively say that we're no longer there and to lift the emergency alert.
Do you know roughly how many residences or buildings have shelter in place? Because I know it's a very rural area, so just to give some perspective.
I don't have that information off the top of my head, but if you count the residences that were located within the perimeter of that emergency alert, it's something to spend on.
The chopper was circling around the area for quite some time. Big response for this type of investigation. Do you believe these individuals are capable of completing any crimes going forward?
I think the message is, I know it's described that it was a large response, and I can tell you that preserving life commands as large of a response as we can provide, ensure that we're preserving the safety of our residents. If we had more assets to deploy, I can tell you we would have sent it. But I want to thank all of our neighboring detachments and Calgary Police as well for assisting us in this investigation. Second, as far as message to public is concerned, people have been exercising all those states and missions to point out to more suspicious behavior or activity in a timely manner to local agencies for jurisdiction, and that will enable our frontline responders to investigate these occurrences, and sometimes it's more where we can. At this point in count exactly how many. Just based on where my positioning was, I can tell you perhaps in the area of 20 or more.
Is that unusual?
Not unusual. It just depends on the location where you are and how many resources are available at that given time. If we need to draw resources, if there's a certain area that we're prepared to serve, depending on the length of time, and if we're confident that the subjects will be there, we can bring in potentially many more resources if we have to. More specifically, with respect to the penalty, ensure that our investigation can carry forward in a way that can preserve the public integrity, but also release information of a high enough quality to ensure that the public can provide the assistance that they want to.
When was the last time maybe something similar to this has happened in Strathmore? Is it recent?
Well, the incident itself occurred in our rural areas. We do have violence that occurs within the Strathmore area. It does not happen. This is not something that's we're super accustomed to. But rest assured, regardless of that point, our members are dedicated to investigating this occurrence. So finding out exactly what happened and to share as much information as we can with the public.
Said that you're confident they're no longer in the immediate area, which is why the shelter place was lifted. Any indication of where they might be headed to?
I don't have that information at this time, and of course that's also an investigation. As I said, if we have more information to share, we would. I'd like to share more information with you. I just don't have it at this time. Again, keep my commitment. Once that information is available.
As the word gets out, is the families and communities, what number can they call for help and counseling?
Well, the community has, their FCSS units that are available at their local municipalities, local service care providers, your personal physicians. There's any number of supports in any different community. It's just hard to say depending which community might have those supports available. Our victim services unit, located our victim staff, is potentially a good resource to help point people in the right direction, and that is something that we can endeavor to provide support to. We've talked about
Reports out there that some suspects were shooting at RCMP shopper that was
I can't rule anything out, but I can tell you I cannot confirm that at all. It's certainly not information that came across. I was working in the detachment today, as I normally do, and overseeing part of this investigation. None of that information has come to my attention.
And then my last one, sorry, but in regards, these suspects were legal. Do you believe that they may have had help with getting to any potential suspects that they needed?
I can't speculate as far as what those possibilities might be at this time. We are actively investigating every available possibility. Again, I want to make sure we're turning the public's attention to the information that we have. And again, we are actively working with
Sir, just before I let you go, could you just repeat what the intersection was where the shooting took place again?
The first location was at Range Road 282 at the intersection of Township 250.
In terms of risk to the public,
I would not assess the risk at high. I do not anticipate that these individuals are still in the area. Of course, through all the efforts that were underway today, again, as prior interactions with the community or during reports to council and municipal officials, as we do normally, we do encourage our residents to report suspicious activity. Certainly things that are out of the normal. Our real residents certainly know what's normal, they know who their neighbors are, and what's out of place. I would like to encourage our residents, our rural residents, again, to report any suspicious activity to us to allow our members to investigate.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.